Earlier this season, I made what probably has ended up being the worst video I ever made on this channel. Let's talk about what it is and why it'll probably go down as the worst one. So, I've been doing videos on YouTube since like October 2019 when I was doing the podcast. The name Amateur Hour Sports comes from the podcast I started, which was a general sports podcast. Your classic like 19-year-old, oh, this is the sports podcast where we're real. We're honest. We give hot takes. We don't care about what people think. That cringy mindset. But at the very least, starting that cringy podcast with my friends was number one. It was a lot of fun. Number two, it really taught me how to make content, and it showed to me that I wanted to do this at a better and more consistent basis. So April 2024, I stopped doing that podcast, and I fired up really this thing as a YouTube channel around May, June of 2024, I say. 2020. 2020 is when I did that. So I did the podcast every day for like 2/3 of a year to 3/4 of a year. And then, so those videos probably aren't very good. The podcast days where, I didn't really know what I was doing, and there was no video attached to it. And maybe I've had some, poor videos in the early stages, the video days when I started actually doing videos, like visual stuff in May, June of 2020. But, we're all the way here in 2025 now. And the reason I say that this is the worst video is that it's a video with a horrific take that also exploded in views. Absolutely exploded in views, which made sure that not only was it a bad opinion, it was a bad opinion that was seen by tons and tons and tons and tons of people. And it's made itself onto pretty much like the first page of my YouTube channel. So if you go homepage of my channel, okay, we're live right now. There's videos here. There's past live streams, members only streams. Hey, that's where we are right now. Clips from the members stream, some of the best stuff that tease people to become members maybe. Videos from my second channel, which I haven't kept up to date with lately. Shorts, which I also haven't kept up to date lately with. And then my popular videos here. And no, it's not here. If I do touch it once, it is right there. Right there. And if I go up to the top here and go to videos and go to the popular section of the channel, it is on the second line here at 26,000 views. By far, well, actually, this one got quite a lot of views, but of the recent videos, the most popular, yeah, it is this video entitled, "This Trade is Getting Even Better for the Raptors." Getting even better. It's huge. It's getting better. This Siakam trade with Bruce Brown, it's getting better for the Raptors. How is it getting better? Why is it getting better? Well, the theory at the start of the season was this. The Raptors at the time, from the Pascal Siakam trade, acquired the 2026 pick from the Indiana Pacers. Naturally, we want that pick to be better, so of course we want the Pacers to get worse. At the start of the season, the Pacers were bad. They were struggling. Siakam was playing okay, but Tyrese Haliburton was really struggling. And it was like, man, Haliburton has been struggling for like a year now. We had a great start of last season that got him, all these accolades, but he was not very good at the end of the season, and he also hasn't been great to start this season. The Pacers were bad on defense, which they had been previously, even last season when they were the 6th seed and won the first round of playoffs and they got to the conference final. They were pretty rough on defense, but they made up for it by not giving up threes and scoring a lot of threes themselves. This season, started the season, they were giving up a lot of threes. They were giving up a lot of twos, so they were pretty bad in defense, and they weren't scoring a lot. They were not very good to start the season. So here I am looking at this Pacers team. Whoa. Siakam's been okay. He's been good, but not crazy. But Haliburton is still struggling, still dealing with a lot of injuries. The Pacers' defense is bad. They don't have their pick in 2026. This could be a team that gets worse, that falls off. What if the injuries continue for Haliburton? What if Siakam starts showing his age a little bit more? What if this team doesn't figure it out this season? That 2026 pick could be valuable. Well, the problem is, these are current NBA standings. The Pacers are 4th in the East. They're 47-31. They're very likely going to end up being the 4th seed. So, struggles. Okay, what struggles? They are going to be a home seed for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Halliburton has gotten a lot better as the season's gone on because he's healthy now. And he's very, very, very good again. Pascal Siakam made his 3rd All-Star team this season. So talk about aging Siakam. He's made his 3rd All-Star team this season. And he's probably going to make his 3rd, he might make his 3rd All-NBA team this season. And this team is going to continue to get better likely next season because they got a young core. So the pick getting even better for the Raptors. The Pacers have gotten way better. Halliburton's figured it out. Siakam has been amazing again. And on top of all that, the Raptors don't even own that pick anymore. They don't own the 2026 pick from the Pacers. They sent that pick to the Pelicans in the deal that got Brandon Ingram. So I made a video specifically talking about how this trade with the Siakam trade to the Pacers is getting better because we got this 2026 pick that is starting to look even better based on the way the Pacers look right now. Well, I was wrong about why I thought the Pacers were going to fall off for a number of reasons that they've exposed me for this season, and we don't even own that pick anymore. So that video that's on the front page, essentially, of my YouTube channel that got 26,000 views, which is the 8th most viewed video in the history of this channel. Everything I said in that video is wrong and meaningless at this point. So, sometimes when I do a video and I cover a topic, I really do know, I have a good hunch. I feel like, okay, I think this is going to do well. Because it's irrelevant to the time right now. So Brandon Ingram, get trading for Brandon Ingram. If I drop a video about that, that's getting a lot of views. Because a lot of people will be looking up stuff about Brandon Ingram. They'll stumble on the channel. Some videos, I try to do 2 videos a week at least. Sometimes I try to do 3. But over the course of years and years doing this, some days I don't got a lot to cover. Some days I don't have a lot of current storylines. So I don't manufacture stories, but I conjure up stories. And I truthfully believed at the time, the Pacers are heading in the wrong direction. This pick is starting to look better. So when I made that video, it was kind of filler. I needed an episode topic for the day. And I threw that in. I believe that was on a Friday. And I believe I was busy that Friday. So I kind of uploaded it, went about my day and didn't see the upload. Then I came back to stream 2 days later. And on my main stream, outline, layout for the main channel streams, there's a subscriber count in the bottom corner. And I saw the subscriber count was way higher than it had been a couple days ago. I'm like, what the hell? What happened? And I go to the channel, and to my shock, I see how well that video is doing. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. And it was a hot take, or not a hot take, but a fun take. Great. Little did I know what that video would become and how bad that video would look all this time later. But hey, you put yourself out there and create content. They're not all first rounders. There's going to be some bad takes. I've had my fair share of them. Maybe this isn't my worst take, but perhaps it's the worst video I've ever made because of how popular it got and because of how wrong the content of the video ended up becoming.